If you're seeing this, it means we've finally finished 3.7 of Amphorius, and I'm recording this live because I've been here for 6 hours now. And honestly, it should have only been 2.5 hours. If I seem angry, it's because I am. But more than angry, more than anything else, I am so fucking bored. I am so bored of everything that has happened in 3.7. This is the finale patch, and I've been sat here so goddamn bored. Let me explain why. And honestly, this might be, for at least a while, my last Star Rail video, because I can't keep doing this. I can't keep sitting here going, oh, maybe it's different this time, because I was led to a false sense of security. Now, this is a 3.7 and Amphorius review as a whole, okay? I'm not here for, like, fan theories about the ending. It's quite clear that they're all alive in a book. Now, for me, the biggest issue with Amphorius was I didn't care about it after 3.4 or whenever we found out, hey, it's a simulation. Because that means the people in it aren't real. Except they are, but it's not. It's not. It's explained, but it's not explained because it's boring and you probably skipped it. The problem, I think, the biggest problem they had was just the story. They tried doing 2 stories at once, and they tried to mesh it together, and it didn't work. They wanted it to be like this, nice, cohesive, but instead it was just kind of like 2 fish tails flapping against each other. You see here, we finally reached the end. Was not worth it, by the way, for a new trace and a 4-star light cone. That's all we get. Let me tell you what they should have done. They should have fired Xiao Ji and hired literally anyone else, because they could have done a way better job. I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something, and it's pretty unhealthy. Because nobody should be doing this, okay? Now, I'm going to hide chat because I don't want you to judge me for this. I don't want to see your judgment, okay? I've been recording little snippets of quote-unquote rants that I've had. And these might appear in the recording or like the video that you're seeing now. They might all appear. There might be just some. The video might be too long. So if you don't like negativity, this video's not for you. And hey, that's great. But if you like constructive criticism and my brain failing to work, like, comment, subscribe. Okay. I've recorded varying degrees of length. 16 separate rants about 3.7 as a whole. 16 separate rants. How is this healthy for anybody? How could anyone justify a game or a story being, oh, it's peak, it's great, when it's inspired this much? And I love Star Rail. I'm going to keep saying this. It's the reason I started this whole channel was Star Rail. And I'm at the point now where I'm going, I can't keep giving him my faith and time. And more importantly, I can't keep giving him my money. I don't want to make videos about this anymore, where it's like, oh, maybe they fixed it, maybe they've listened, but they're not going to, and it's the Hoyo curse, and I'm just tired of it. My biggest flaw was, they decided, once again, the self-insert MC is going to be the main focus, like the main character. And it shouldn't have been. Talking about it before with Shady, it should have been like a Simone, but like a Final Fantasy 12 scenario where we play as the playable character, Van. But he's not the main character, he's just the main focus because that's the viewpoint we're seeing. It should have always been Finon as the main character, the main deliverer. And they tried to interject 2 different storylines together at once, and it just didn't work, it fell flat. The highlight of 3.7 was in fact when they focused on Iron Tomb, about to wreak destruction across the Havoc. But they do this thing where, here's the boss fight, here's Iron Tomb finally. For like 5 minutes. Let's go and see Cyrene, shall we? Which, we're going to get ranty about Cyrene in a minute. Why the fuck was she the main focus of 3.7? Why is it her banner? Right, we go here. Cyrene's banner, okay, is now 3.7. This is her patch. But why? When she was clearly the main focal point of all of Amphorius. Why was she just running constantly? Now, you can agree, you can disagree, but you know what? If you disagree, you're wrong. Factually, not just because it's my video, you are just wrong. Mem, Cyrene, ripples in the past, the demiurge, whatever you want to say. She was just constantly shoved in our faces, patch after patch, story after story, scene after scene, word after word. And I'm fucking tired of it. Let the other Chrysosairs breathe. Give me more, and God forbid, I can't believe I'm saying this, I am Tribby's #1 hater. Give me more Tribby over fucking Cyrene. Give me more Castoris, like 3 points. Give me more of that. Give me more Hyacine. Give me more Phyton, because he was actually a likable character. He's the highlight of Amphorius for me. He was perfect. Well, nothing's perfect, obviously. But he was the shining beacon in a cesspool of shit. If you've seen Shark's Redemption, he's Andy Dufresne crawling through the 5 miles of shit to freedom. That's what this was. If it wasn't for Phyton, I would have skipped all of this. I just got to the end and gone, okay, great, I've got a light cone that I'm not going to use because there's better 5-star options. I've unlocked 1 major trace, that's cool. I'm so fucking bored. I'm just bored. 3.0, lack of presentation. I think the story was good for Amphorius. That's just my opinion. I thought it was good. It was just presented piss poorly. And then it got better. They skipped out they trimmed the fat of the story. Which I thought was great. Keep that up. Optional dialogue. The illusion of choice, blah, blah, blah. And then it got really peak. And they hide it. Here's the worst thing with HSR writers and Xiaoji and fucking anything about HSR. Here's the worst thing. Here's 1 hour of boring, useless dialogue. Here's a 1-minute animated cutscene that's kind of hype. Did you forget about the 1 hour of boring shit yet? No. In fact, I didn't even remember the cutscene because I'm so fucking bored I can't pay attention to it happening. And the clips you're probably going to see are going to encapsulate all of that. Because my god, what a fucking shit show of a fest. This is honestly worse than 3.5 for me. And that's my worst patch today. It's so fucking boring, it's so shit. And honestly, I would have much rather have spent the 6 hours, 6 minutes and 18 seconds just playing Currency Wars. Because that's actually fun. I don't even care what other people think. You can write down in the comments like, actually, this is what I like about the story. You're just wrong. Shut the fuck up, you Mickey Mouse speaking looking ass bitch. Go fucking wank off Xiaoji. I don't give a fuck anymore. This story's shit. I'm tired of just constantly going, I'm just going to be happy, I guess. I'm going to take the slop they're serving up. Wuthering Waves story was better than this. And that's the most mid-generic possible anime isekai shit there is on the market. But at least when it ends, it fucking ends. It feels like a farewell. This is just kind of like, oh, maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Ooh. Fuck off. Hoyoverse, sort your shit out. It's whatever. Enjoy the clips, blah, blah, blah. Like, comment, subscribe. You are absolutely right. It is too pink. It does hurt to look. And that's my big issue with Cyrene. It really reiterates what I've been saying for the longest time of Cyrene is just constantly there. You can't not see Cyrene. And now that it's her patch, like it's her big selling point patch, they've decided, okay, now you really can't ignore Cyrene because we've made her so gaudy to look at. But it's impossible to ignore. Like, she already was fucking impossible to ignore. She's in every fucking scene. Well, what are you saying there, Alucard? She's March's mum. She'll get iron and had baby March, but can't tell her about godlike powers every night because they don't want to go up to her. Calling it down, I haven't played the story. And you know what? That would probably be better for whatever Xiaoji is cooked up. Honest to God, I don't really have any faith in 3.7. I really don't. Ever since the whole, oh yeah, it's 2 storylines put into 1, I'm like, okay, you've kind of, you're playing it a bit risky now because you can either focus on one story or the other story. You can't focus on both equally. One's going to get left in the wayside. And you can't do, okay, here's one story, here's the next one, here's part 2 of the story. It does not work like that. You got 2 different narratives going side by side, and the balance is never there. No game has ever done it right. And Star Rail, I will be damned. In fact, Xiaoji is not the man to do this. Yeah, it's like, okay, we're going to build the world. I'm like, okay, but when does the story happen? It's like, oh, at the end of the patch. For all the shit people give the story about Wuthering Waves, it is both parts equal world building and story. It just so happens that the story tends to get bogged down right near the end because it's like, oh hey, when Rover saved the day. Here it should have been, and I'm going to keep saying it, it should have been fine on. At least I can sit through Wuthering Waves story. I will gladly sit through 3 hours of Wuthering Waves as opposed to 30 minutes of whatever 3.5 was. What's chaos again? Hey. That doesn't fit the narrative I'm trying to spin, alright, so we don't talk about it. But yeah. I'm not opposed to the whole, okay, we need to introduce something. It is pretty subjective. Okay, yeah, you're right. But it's a case of, we need to introduce something at some point, right? But at least bring it up again. Not just kind of like, okay, here's a one-time thing, and it's done. But you know, hey, this might be really peak. Let's go find out together, shall we? Let's talk about this. So, the big spoilers, obviously, but who gives a fuck, okay? What do we mean? Well, I'm still right at the start of the story, but it was recorded, once again, prosperity's fake, at the start of the recording, blah, 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 who cares? What do we mean by this? Yeah, let's see the Aspel. What do you mean, fine on? The hero of the guy who should have been the hero of the story. Is he not going to be in the story now? I swear to God, they're going to do some fucking shit, and they're going to go, okay, but Iron Tomb is now fine on. That's why he didn't reach the New World. And yeah, it doesn't make sense because all the people here are just, you know, numbers in code that are being extrapolated. Gave his life to save the rest. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't give me that. Do you know why? Don't say that. Do you know why? He gave his life to save the rest. Do you know who else gave their life? All the other Chrysosers, because they all died. So we could get the core flames. Oh, sorry, so Phaidon could get the core flames. So then, right at the end of 3.4, his big patch where he's meant to be the hero, and then we realise, you know, more shit's going on. Oh yeah, by the way, Trailblazer, here you go, you're the protagonist now. You were all along. What the fuck? I can already tell this is going to be Aspel Central now. This is going to be... And yes, I am pretty heated about this, because Amphorius... Who wasn't looking forward to Amphorius? It's inspired by Greek mythology. This is the easiest slam dunk W any game of any writer, of any developer, anyone ever could get. Fucking Greek mythology. And somehow Hoyoverse has gone, what if we did this, but bad? Once again, I'm reserving judgment because who knows, like Shady said, maybe there's an Aspel further down the line, but right now I have not got the hope for this. This looks... It might be overdone as hell, but it's also a really easy slam dunk. That's why it's overdone as hell. Does anybody want to try and defend Hoyoverse's story writing before we carry on? Because obviously, this is still the beginning. Who knows? Maybe there's a continuous Aspels. Maybe Phaidon was the hero all along. Maybe it's all just a second rug pull. Let's just carry on, shall we? It wouldn't be a finale of a story if our general didn't make an appearance. If our glorious, handsome leader, Jinky One, wasn't making an appearance. That's right, our general. Everybody stand and salute. Why the fuck? So, here's the big issue I've got, right? We've given all this... This entire sequence has been pretty nice, you know, for solving the mystery. Unfortunately, I already solved it way before then. Because it's quite obvious that Mem, or Cyrene, whichever you prefer, they're the demiurge. It just makes the most sense naturally, and I feel like they were trying to be all big and fancy and flashy, be like, oh, look at this convoluted plotline we've got. It's quite, I can't even say it's quite obvious, because I know some people are like, I never saw that coming, and you know what, fair play. Not everybody can be like, wow, it's so obvious in plain sight, and blah blah blah. I'm sure, but it just feels like, hey, hopefully we bored you enough where you didn't pay attention, which didn't work because some things have been interesting like this. But the demiurge has been in everyone's plain sight all this time. You know who's been in plain sight fucking constantly? Every single patch and every single scene and every single story? Mem. And I'm fucking sick of Cyrene. I'm bored of her. I'm bored of this whole idea of like, here's Mem, like, oh, the demiurge, we gotta find a demiurge. I don't care anymore. It's obviously Mem. But we've been interacting with it the whole fucking time. Who gives a shit? Give me Iron Tomb's interesting. You know, Iron Tomb, the big cosmic threat that the whole universe is going against. Let's try and deal with that first before caring about what the fuck the demiurge is. Am I wrong? Am I losing the plot here? Is someone going to be like, actually, shut up. My video. I'm going to be angry. I didn't want to rant about this, but I'm going to fucking rant about it now. Do you know why? Because I'm fucking bored. Fucking, they keep doing this here. I'm just messing with you. This is the first time I've met you. Do you know how many times she's done this? Too fucking many. Every single patch is like, hi, this is the first time I've met you. It's like, oh, wait, this is the first time I've met you from the previous you, from the previous me that you've met before. Just get on with the fucking story. I don't need the constant flashbacks like, here's how Cyrene from, oh, you've met Cyrene for the first time. Of course, I've met Cyrene too many fucking times at this point. She's always in the fucking main focus of the story.
And it looks like it'll also be...
We said things 3.4. Do you know how many times this story has ended? Fucking every single patch, like, oh, I guess the Flame Chaser is coming to an end, except no, it's not, because we're going to do fucking again in another cycle. It's like, this is the final cycle, except it wasn't, because after that was another final cycle. Then 3.6 happened with another final cycle. Then 3.7, here's the final cycle. Is it really, though? So only 3.7, you still got 3.8. 3.9 even, then 4.0, ooh, we're back in Euphorius again, because it turns out we didn't actually save the universe, it's all fucked, we gotta go back in time. Okay, gotta talk about this here, blah, blah, blah. So, they've just done this really cool thing where, hey, this is where Mem first meets the Trailblazer back on, you know, the Astral Express, when we first unlock Remembrance. Shut the fuck up, Mem. When we first meet the Trailblazer. Okay, really cool, nice little cutscene that leads up to it. Why? What was the point? I didn't need to see that whole backstory. Whilst that looked really fancy, really flashy, cool cutscene, really hype moment, I guess, it's hiding the fact that was just an over-bloated jumble of words to make you go, hey, look how deep and meaningful this all is. When in actuality, it wasn't deep and meaningful. It was just a long ramble by a writer who's clearly paid by the word to repeat the same things over and over again to distract you from the fact that it has now been roughly over 3 hours and you're still fucking bored. But hey, hype cutscene, am I right? Okay, so, that entire sequence that we've just sat through has been, like, what, 20, 30 minutes? Of just unnecessary, over-bloated dialogue, a word-dump exposition to get you invested in the story. And by invested, I mean makes you play through the story, so you're like, hey, I'm invested now. Kind of like trying to trick you, blah, blah, blah. But it didn't really tell you anything, except like a big hype cutscene at the end, which if you just see on the last clip before, that's what's just happened. I've ranted about it a little bit. Right here, one line of dialogue that took maybe 5 seconds to say, summed all that up. Why didn't they just lead with this? Why did we have to go back, view Cyrene for like some sort of form of emotional attachment, which by the either way, we already have since fucking 3.0. Whenever we unlocked Mem, we've had that for the longest fucking time, because, God forbid, Cyrene isn't mentioned in the story, put in the story somewhere. Even when she's got no business being there, it's like, hey, here's Mem, by the way. Or, hey, here's Cyrene flashback. It's like, oh, you're talking to Cyrene again for the first time, which obviously no is a fucking lie. Why did we need 30 minutes of here's some more Cyrene backstory, where you can just say this? What's the fucking point? They need to fire the writers at Hoyoverse and just hire new ones, because holy fucking shit. It's predictable. But worse than being predictable, it's boring. I am bored. I am literally bored to tears. I've been wiping my eyes dry, because every time Cyrene is on the screen, I just go, oh dear God, where is the skip button? Okay, this is it. The big moment where we're about to go in. We're about to go and fight. Like see here, it's all about Euphorius is the closest to the universe it's ever going to be, right? And you think, wow, I should be really hyped and excited to go and finally end this. But I know for a fact that one, it's not going to end anytime soon, because you've still got some more exposition you've got to dump on us. Two, Cyrene needs to have more time in the fucking spotlight for some reason. Like, all of Euphorius has just had the fucking Cyrene in the spotlight constantly. I'm bored. This is your big moment. This is even more boring than 2.6. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. But the end of Penacony, I'm just so damn bored. And it's been like this all of the only time I've actually felt engaged with the story is the section with Herta and Screwellum. That whole section, that's the only time I've ever felt really engaged with it, because, like, wow, we're dealing with Iron Tomb, the big threat. This whole thing was all about... okay, here's how we're going to go meet Phynon. But we're meeting everyone else to go meet Phynon. We still haven't seen Phynon yet, the main character, the reason I got heavily invested in Euphorius. And they've just gone, yeah, we're going to bench him now. Oh, you get to see him again, except you don't really. And here's Iron Tomb, and it's just, I'm so fucking bored. I've never been as miserable playing Star Rail. This is on the level of 2.6 levels of miserable. I'm so fucking... I'm depressed, but not for the right reasons. I'm depressed because, oh my God, I know there's more to go. Not, wow, it's a beautiful story and I'm sad to see it's over, like Renacita in 2.7 Wuthering Waves. It's not depressing like that, it's, oh my God, I have more to go. I can't wait for this to be over, because then I'm finally free from it. Look at me. Look. My eyes are starting to water. I'm so fucking bored. I'm literally bored to tears once again, because it's so fucking boring. Just had the big climactic showdown with Iron Tomb. We've beat the boss. We beat Iron Tomb, right? Why is the story still going? Why is all this happening here? And oh, you've had Iron Tomb's fault isn't still sealed, right? Like, what? I'm just so fucking bored. I really am. Fair play to anybody who has, enjoyed this. Because, don't get me wrong, Amphorius, but better or worse, is good. I do like the story. But fuck me, is it boring? There's just so much unnecessary shit. And it's like such a big word dump. I just fucking end it. Okay, we beat Iron Tomb. Show me the happy aftermath. Or like, not the happy aftermath, just show me the aftermath. Show me everyone being like, okay, here's the end of it. Not just fucking Lycurgus and Screwlum fucking jerking one another off with a robot decks going, well, actually, it was talking to Lycurgus, I was talking to Zen. Like, shut the just... I'm bored. It's boring. I'm gonna keep saying because it's boring. Xiaoji, just write a good story for fuck's sake. Stop riding the highs of that one hurt a twist and honking back third. It was all me. Once again, I don't know if you can see this. I've been bored to tears once again. This is a constant thread, and I hate bringing this up constantly. Is this necessary? You've basically told us, or we've been told. We go back in time, we create an Eternal page. Just go back and show me the Eternal page being made. Don't make me relive all of Amphorius again. Because honestly, it's not worth revisiting. It's not worth looking back. 3.3, 3.4, those are like the only two patches I'd really recommend. But like, looking back on, everything else is just... And believe it or not, this is me just being chill about it. I could rant, I could rave, but honestly, you might think, oh... But he's been saying how bored he is from all of it. He doesn't have the energy left to rant. No, I've got plenty of energy to rant. Especially about this. In fact, this is what I meant about when I released a video today about how Amphorius, fucking because it's there. Hoyoverse making a new game, right? Supposedly MMO. Rather than spending the time and resources and money into making a new game, fix, improve, and quite honestly, fucking reboot the games you already got, because 2 of them are fucking boring. That's Genshin and Star Rail if you can't tell. But hey, it could be worse. We couldn't have a skip button. Imagine if we didn't have this. Thank God for this. This is it's like the only thing that's just... It's making Cyrene seem like she's really important to the story, and like... She is, but do we need it constantly? Like a constant reminder of like, hey, Cyrene is important. Here she is in every single scene. Okay, we'll get into that part. We'll get into that. So, Cyrene, okay? She looks hard on the eye. She's hard to look at. You've just asked me here, where's Jiao Mu? Great Limbers reference. Answer me, what does HSR need? Yes, we're ranting again. And you've said here, better story, more hype moments, and aura. The problem is, the story was good when it focused on, like, Iron Tomb. Like, the whole thing here with, like, V-Herter, like, his Iron Tomb in the real world, blah, blah, blah. That was fascinating. But it focused back to Cyrene, and it was like, okay, let's really focus on Cyrene. Way too much. Okay? More hype moments. The problem is, it had hype moments. It has had hype moments constantly. They're just really small, really tiny, and boring as fuck. Iron Tomb's boss fight. Okay? Iron Tomb's boss fight. Really hyped the fuck up. Looked amazing, by the way. It looked fantastic, but it was a boring boss fight with like 4 moves. What's hype about? Okay, I'm gonna do 4 moves constantly. Better press spacebar so Cyrene does some bullshit. Oh, you're back and you're having fun yet? No. And aura. It had aura in Final, but it got rid of it. And I'm gonna keep bringing that up because Final was the best part of this story. And they decided, you know what? Self-insert MC. What does HSR need? A fucking reboot at this point. Because holy shit, what a train wreck of a disaster it's been. Amphorius, just get rid of it. Do it again as the Greek inspired story we were promised, instead of, oh, here's one story, here's the other story. They're not meshing together, just kind of clapping and not really meshing well together. And the most important thing that HSR needs, stop writing words. Stop going, okay, this shouldn't have even been in here. This story technically ended 2 hours ago, when we finally beat Iron Tomb. And yet we're still here with Cyrene, because it's like, oh, are you emotionally invested enough to pull Cyrene yet? No? Here's 5 more hours. I'm bored. Yo, what's good? Now, if you made it to the end of this video, first of all, congratulations. That was a lot of ranting by me. But I've had some time to sit back, reflect, and really think about Amphorius a little bit more. There's going to be a quick, brief outro. I was heated, yes, but I do stand by a lot of what I've said. It didn't work. I believe Amphorius was a failure. Not to the extent I may have come across with being all shouty and angry, but it was overall a big failure and a mess, but was really bogged down by the classic Star Rail Hoyo symptoms of a lot of words for a story, not a lot of storytelling. The presentation improved, it was nice. I just want to know, can you defend this? Because I'm having a hard time justifying being able to go back in and go, hey, do you know what? I'll give it another shot. I think I'm going to take a break from Star Rail. I really do. I play it off stream, play it behind, because Currency Wars is fun. Don't get me wrong. I still love this game. It is still, for lack of better terms, fun. At least to me. Currency Wars is amazing. I'm having so much fun. MOC is fun going in. It's like a DPS check. I've built my character as well. Pure Fiction, also really fun. At least to me. I'm probably with Shadows a bit, whatever. But the story, they can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep butchering the story the way they do when they have something really good. Like I said, 3.4 and Finon was really spectacular in my eyes. The best of the best. Finon has been wasted in my eyes. And I think that's a real shame. It is a real damn shame. Anyway, if you made it through this, once again, thanks. Hopefully you like, comment, subscribe. And I guess I'll see you in the next Star Rail video, whenever that is. Don't forget to check some of the others, and yeah, stay refreshing.